What if I tell you, आपको जो ब्रेन है अगर हम उसको अपग्रेड करते हैं टू अ सुपर ब्रेन तो यू कैन ऑल्सो बिकम अ सुपरमैन। स्पाइडरमैन का स्टोरी आपने सुना है। तो व्हाट हैपेंस इन स्पाइडरमैन, इफ यू रियली वांट टू बिकम अ स्पाइडरमैन इन योर एरिया, आर्टिफिशियली उस स्पाइडर को इंड्यूस कर सकते हो।
क्या बात है। तो ऐसी कोई दवाई, ऐसी कोई टेक्निक है आपके पास?
एब्सोल्युटली है।
हमारे पास जो ब्रेन है इट इज गॉट इनॉर्मस पोटेंशियल।
करेक्ट।
बट ज्यादातर लोग अपने ब्रेन का लेस देन 5% ही यूज कर रहे होते हैं।
करेक्ट।
सो व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इट इज, राइट? आप बता रहे हैं कि आप ब्रेन को चेंज कर सकते हैं।
Yeah.
कैसे कर सकते हैं?
We have been trained, we have been told, if you do a lot of hard work, you will get promoted. What if I tell you it's not about hard work, it's about
The deadliest disease on this planet Earth, बीपी, शुगर, थायराइड, पीसीओडी, एड्स, कैंसर से भी खतरनाक बीमारी पता क्या है? एंड एक रिसर्च पेपर ही बताता है कि इंडिया में 70% से ज़्यादा प्रोफेशनल्स हैं जिनको कंसिस्टेंट स्ट्रेस है। सो व्हाई पीपल आर सो स्ट्रेस्ड नाउअडेज एंड हाउ टू ओवरकम दिस स्ट्रेस?
A lot of mental health challenges people go through in today's world. If you go and look at the statistics, mental health is the biggest challenge that India is going through.
I just want to know from you why people procrastinate and how to overcome, right?
So Bill Gates has given an interview. He was able to become a billionaire after he was able to conquer the habit of procrastination. The day I understood procrastination is a habit, अरे हैबिट कैसे हो सकता है?
हेलो दोस्तों, नमस्कार। मैं अनु गुप्ता आज आपका बहुत स्वागत करता हूं अनु गुप्ता पॉडकास्ट में। और आज का पॉडकास्ट बहुत ही खास है, बहुत ही स्पेशल है। तो मेरी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि इस पूरे पॉडकास्ट को आप एंड तक देखिएगा। अगर आप एक वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल हैं, एंटरप्रेन्योर हैं और आप अपनी लाइफ को 10x करना चाहते हैं, वेदर इट्स अ हेल्थ, वेल्थ, रिलेशनशिप, करियर, मनी, बिकॉज आज के जो गेस्ट हैं वो उनके पास बहुत ही वास्ट एक्सपीरियंस है। ही इज़ एन IT प्रोफेशनल्स एंड वो एक सुपर ब्रेन कोच हैं, राइट? आपने ब्रेन तो सुना होगा, पर सुपर ब्रेन, वो उनके पास वो टेक्निक्स हैं, मेथड्स हैं एंड ही हैज़ गॉट डीपर रिसर्च वर्क इन ह्यूमन माइंड। आप अपने माइंड के पोटेंशियल को कैसे टैप कर सकते हैं, आपके परफॉर्मेंस, प्रोडक्टिविटी को, राइट, कैसे इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं। बिकॉज आज आप जो भी काम कर रहे हैं, राइट, हमारे माइंड के पास जो कैपेसिटी है वो इनॉर्मस है। बट आपने सुना होगा कि हमारे माइंड का हम सिर्फ 4 to 5% या उससे भी कम यूज़ कर पा रहे होते हैं। तो आज के पॉडकास्ट में आप जानेंगे कि किस तरह से आप अपनी हैबिट्स को डेवलप कर सकते हैं, हैबिट्स को कैसे डेवलप करें। प्रोक्रास्टिनेशन टालने की सबसे खतरनाक बीमारी, राइट? मैं मानता हूँ कि दुनिया की सबसे खतरनाक बीमारी वो टालने की बीमारी है। अगर आपने सिर्फ इस हैबिट को ओवरकम कर लिया, राइट, तो आपकी लाइफ को ट्रांसफॉर्म कर सकते हैं। कैसे आप अपनी पर्सनल प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में बैलेंस बना सकते हैं। और भी ऐसे बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स हैं जिनके बारे में बहुत डीपर लेवल पर साइंटिफिक तरीके से हम बात करने वाले हैं, राइट? सो इस टॉपिक पे, इन सारी चीज़ों पे बात करने के लिए आज हमारे बीच बहुत ही खास गेस्ट हैं। और विद ऑल योर सपोर्ट एंड एक्साइटमेंट आई वुड लाइक टू इन्वाइट इन्फिनिटी कार्तिक, राइट? सबसे पहले तो आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है अनु गुप्ता पॉडकास्ट में एंड आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक यू सो वेरी मच फॉर स्पेयरिंग अ वैल्यूएबल टाइम।
Thank you so much.
आज का पॉडकास्ट बहुत ही अमेजिंग होने वाला है। एंड यू बीइंग अ सुपर ब्रेन कोच, तो सबसे पहले तो मेरे दो क्यूरियोसिटी हैं।
हाँ.
एक तो आपके नाम के आगे लगा है इन्फिनिटी, इसका मतलब क्या है?
हाँ.
और सुपरमैन तो सुना था मैंने कि एक इंसान है और पेंट के ऊपर वो रेड कलर का जांघी पहन लेता है तो वो सुपरमैन बन जाता है। सो व्हाट दिस इन्फिनिटी एंड सुपर ब्रेन इज ऑल अबाउट?
Okay, so let me start with the first one. It's a beautiful question.
Okay.
About the infinity. So when I was in my IT career for over 22 years, a lot of people used to come to me with the problem statement. Like, I have this problem, I have problem. So I used to tell them, see, every problem has an infinite solution.
Amazing.
You're just coming with one problem. Each problem has so many solutions. Why are you just thinking about, if you're not able to get one solution, that means there's a problem in the way you are thinking. So what happened over the period of time, people started calling me Infinity.
Okay.
Oh, किसके पास गया था? And they'll say, oh, that person who was telling like infinite solutions.
Amazing.
So people started calling me Infinity Karthik.
So that's how your name come, Infinity Karthik.
Infinity. So you can explore an infinite possibilities of what you can do as a human.
So it's all about perspective, right?
Yes, perspective about either you can think about a problem or you can think about a solution.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what about this super brain?
Amazing. This is a very interesting question. I love this. Like you also, आपने भी बताया कि सुपरमैन सुना है. क्या डिफरेंस है मैन और सुपरमैन में? In a funny way, people say that normal man wear their underwear inside. And Superman wears it outside. Right? That's a very fun way of looking at it. But if you really look at this, why he is called Superman? He is able to do certain things which other people are not able to do it.
Absolutely.
Right? That's why he is called Superman. That's why you watch so many movies, you see a lot of villains of a great caliber who come in. And when normal people cannot do it, the Superman will come and actually make
Accomplish
it happen.
those things.
Accomplish this thing. So exactly the same way. Like सुपरमैन तो आपने कॉमिक में सुना है. व्हाट इफ आई टेल यू, आपको जो ब्रेन है अगर हम उसको अपग्रेड करते हैं टू अ सुपर ब्रेन, तो यू कैन ऑल्सो बिकम अ सुपरमैन.
ओके.
या सुपरमैन बोले तो इट्स नॉट लाइक यू आर गोइंग टू बी फ्लाइंग ऑन द एयर, but you'll be able to do many things that your colleagues, your friends, other people who are in the business, they're not able to do it. It'll be something very, very out of the box. So people will be able to see like how different are you. That is why, people call it as a super brain coach. How you can actually put this across. अगर आपको और एक एग्जाम्पल दे दूँ, स्पाइडरमैन का स्टोरी आपने सुना है.
Yes.
तो what happens in Spider-Man? He's a normal man.
Right.
So one fine day he's going and he has the spider that comes and bites. Some mysterious spider. And after that there's some
System
transformation.
changes, yes.
System हो जाता है.
Correct.
Neurology change हो जाता है. His blood and everything gets completely different.
Correct.
And then he's a normal man. And one fine day there's a situation comes. Then he adds to it intuitively.
Right.
ऐसा नहीं कि somebody has trained. That thing comes in, then all of a sudden he bends it, right? And that item goes on the other side. And he's surprised, how I'm able to do that? Right? Similarly, if you really want to, Spider-Man ko to pata nahi hai. We cannot go and find that mysterious spider
Correct.
for us. But if you really want to become a Spider-Man in your area, like any one of those extraordinary things that you want to do,
whether it's a career, sports, music, any of the career, right?
Any of the career, आप आर्टिफिशियली उस स्पाइडर को इंड्यूस कर सकते हो.
क्या बात है. तो ऐसी कोई दवाई, ऐसी कोई टेक्निक है आपके पास?
एब्सोल्युटली है.
ग्रेट. सो नाउ यू टेल कि ब्रेन को सुपर ब्रेन में कन्वर्ट करना है. सो डेवलप एन एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी कैपेसिटी एंड कैपेबिलिटी.
यस.
सो कनेक्टेड टू इसी बात से कनेक्ट करते हुए मैंने सुना एक जगह कि इस पूरी दुनिया में हमारे पास जो ब्रेन है, इट हैज़ गॉट इनॉर्मस पोटेंशियल.
करेक्ट.
बट ज़्यादातर लोग अपने ब्रेन का 5% से ज़्यादा, लेस देन 5% ही यूज़ कर रहे होते हैं.
करेक्ट.
तो व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इट इज़, राइट? एंड क्या एक, और ये भी सुना है कि एक टाइम के बाद ब्रेन हमारा एक फिक्स्ड रहता है, उसमें कोई बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ कर नहीं सकते हैं. सो व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इट इज़, राइट? आप बता रहे हैं कि आप ब्रेन को चेंज कर सकते हैं. तो कैसे कर सकते हैं? एंड हाउ ए पर्सन कैन इम्प्रूव देयर दिस ब्रेन को कैसे ज़्यादा यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं?
अमेजिंग. सो ब्रेन हैज़ एन इनॉर्मस कैपेसिटी. एक मिथ आई वांट टू एक्चुअली ब्रेक इट कि वी आर सेइंग दैट इट्स अ फिक्स्ड कैपेसिटी और इट कैन नॉट ग्रो.
हाँ, हार्डवेयर तो फिक्स्ड है ना ये.
हाँ, हार्डवेयर फिक्स्ड है.
मतलब जैसे ये रूम में हम बैठे हैं,
हाँ,
तो द एरिया ऑफ दिस रूम इज फिक्स्ड, इतने बाय इतने स्क्वायर फीट का है.
एब्सोल्युटली, आई एम विथ यू ऑन दैट. सो ब्रेन का 2 पार्ट्स होता है, एक हार्डवेयर होता है, एक सॉफ्टवेयर होता है.
करेक्ट.
हार्डवेयर पार्ट इज फिक्स्ड एज यू सेड, बट सॉफ्टवेयर इज नॉट फिक्स्ड.
ओके.
द सॉफ्टवेयर इज समथिंग दैट वी कैन रियली वर्क ऑन इट.
ओके.
उसका इतना कैपेसिटी होता है सॉफ्टवेयर का. द वे द न्यूरॉन्स आर कनेक्टेड विथ ईच अदर इज सो पावरफुल. लाइक इफ यू रियली पुट योर एफर्ट इनटू इट, the kind of magical results you can get is amazing. Just to give you an example, अगर आप 1-2 घंटे का या 3 घंटे का अगर मूवी देखते हो, right? If you record it on your phone, you know how many GBs it will take, right? Just to give you an idea, analogy, अगर आपको एक मूवी, the full day मूवी डाल देते हैं for the next 300 years,
okay,
जितना भी कैपेसिटी होगा, whatever it is there, that much capacity of the things, your brain has a capability to store it.
My God.
Yeah. So it's about it's about us.
It's a kind of cloud storage.
Yeah, it's a cloud storage, unlimited cloud storage. In simple words, nobody's going to watch 300 years of movies. Anyway, you don't have so many life, so many years. Like 100 years is max that you can think about it.
Correct.
It has an unlimited capacity.
Okay.
अगर आप उसको फिक्स्ड में यूज़ करते हो, हम उसे फिक्स्ड माइंडसेट बोलते हो. अगर आपको उसे ग्रोथ माइंडसेट में यूज़ करते हो, then you can actually grow it.
Correct. So it has got enormous potential.
Absolutely.
Great. Now, when it comes to like you being a super brain coach,
yeah.
तो सबसे पहली बात आती है परफॉर्मेंस की बात.
Yes.
कि आज हम सभी लोग, चाहे वो जॉब में हैं, कैरियर में हैं, राइट, प्रोफेशनल्स हैं, एवरीबडी वांट टू ग्रो.
Yes.
बट बहुत सारे लोग बहुत हार्ड वर्क करते हैं,
Yes.
बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे दे फील फ्रस्ट्रेटेड. उनको हमेशा लगता है कंपनी खराब है, बॉस खराब है, दे नॉट एबल टू इंक्रीज. उन्हें लगता है आई डिजर्व 2 लाख रुपीज बट आई एम लेस पेड.
Yes.
So why it is so, and
Yeah.
how a person can increase their income by increasing their performance and productivity by using the power of brain. Yeah,
Absolutely. So the first of all, whether आपको promotion के लिए आप you're targeting, or if you're a business owner, you're looking at enhancing a business, or if you're a student, you're looking at enhancing your capacity to write the exam, or it could be a housewife who is actually looking at building a great relationship among all the people, right? So it does not matter whatever that you're looking at it.
Okay.
What really matters is how are we training your brain? How are we thinking about the task? Example मैं बता रहा हूँ. Most of the time when we are actually working as a working professionals, let's start with the professionals.
okay,
So from our childhood, we have been trained, we have been told, if you do a lot of hard work,
yes,
you will get promoted or you will get rewarded, right?
Yes, yes.
That's how we have been
Very
conditioned from our beginning. What if I tell you it's not about hard work? It's about the kind of value that you drive to your business, to your clients and other stuff. So there was one time where I used to work like 16 hours a day. You know, at that time, I had a very serious challenge with respect to my health. My relationships were getting deteriorated. Everything was going for a task.
Okay.
You can imagine like 16 hours, if you're working, what you can do.
correct.
And then one fine day, you know, there was an incident that happened. I was not promoted for 4 years continuously. I go back to my manager and I asked, why is it I'm not getting promoted? He said, you never asked for it. So sometimes there's a story in our head.
Yes,
There's a story in the head of your boss.
correct.
And you are just working according to your story. And your boss is looking at you from his story lens. And it's not matching. Right? All I had to do is that I had to set an intention asking him, I need promotion. What do I need to accomplish to make that happen?
Correct.
मैंने कभी पूछा नहीं.
इसलिए हुआ भी नहीं.
हुआ भी नहीं. एंड मैंने शायद पूछा था कि आपको क्या चाहिए, वो मिल गया. मैंने नहीं पूछा कि मेरे को प्रमोशन चाहिए, आई एम गोइंग टू डू दिस, कैन यू हेल्प मी इन गेटिंग दिस प्रमोशन.
राइट.
मैंने पूछा नहीं. सो दिस केम बैक टू मी एंड दैट वाज द टाइम दैट आई रियलाइज्ड it's not about working 16 hours a day. It's about changing the story in the head of your boss.
Correct.
Aligning to the story of yourself.
Very true.
The once you're able to align this story with your boss and the super boss, not only boss, also to super boss, getting the promotion is much easier. The way we have been trained so far is that exchange your time for money.
Right.
That's how we are operating. Till the time you are working, exchanging your time for money, आपका यही हालत होगा. 16 hours a day, 14 hours a day, 12 hours, whatever that you are working.
Correct.
The day you shift your perception, like I'm not going to be working based on the time, but I'm going to be working for the value.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be coming to the office. I'm going to exchange my time for value.
Very true.
Right? So whatever the value I'm going to be creating, that value is going to give me whatever that I'm looking at it.
Correct.
If you can shift this perception,
Right.
not only for yourself, for your boss also, agree on what is the outcome he wants, and then build your superior capabilities. Because another thing is that most of the time we may not have those skill sets to make that happen.
Right.
So we have to identify what is the skill set gap that we have got, work on building those superior capabilities, or I would say superpowers.
Correct.
In simple terms. If you're able to do that, I'll tell you magical results will come.
Got it. So what I understood from your communication is that that first of all we need to understand on ourselves, right? We need to change our perception.
Yes.
And the best part I learned from your conversation, ज़्यादातर लोगों का माइंडसेट होता है सरकारी माइंडसेट.
Yes.
कि भाई 10,000 मिला, 30,000 मिला तो मुझे बस 8 घंटे काम करने घड़ी से देख के और मुझे ऑफिस जाना. राइट. मतलब इतने में इतना ही मिलता है. राइट. इतना ही बनता है. राइट. तो ये लाला एटीट्यूड्स या जो एक टिपिकल लेबर एटीट्यूड रहता है, इससे निकलना पड़ेगा. एंड द मोमेंट आई शिफ्ट दैट व्हाट आई कैन ऐड वैल्यू इन माय कंपनी, राइट, एंड माय क्लाइंट्स, दैट विल चेंज द गेम. एंड फॉर दैट आई नीड टू, मतलब एक इंसान को अपने अंदर ये इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करने की ज़रूरत है कि मेरी क्या स्किल मुझे इंप्रूव करना है टू रीच दैट पॉइंट ऑफ लेवल. लेट्स एग्जांपल, इफ यू आर अर्निंग 1 लाख रुपीज, आपको 2 लाख पे जाना है.
Yes.
लीडरशिप, तो मे बी आई नीड टू डेवलप लीडरशिप स्किल,
Yes.
negotiation skill,
Yes.
communication skills, team handling skills, something like that. And once I upgrade myself, then money is a byproduct, I think so, right?
Absolutely.
Great.
I'll give a classic example.
Yeah.
When you build your, we call it as dynamic leadership.
Okay.
Not just leadership, a dynamic leadership. Like you get the problem at any point of time, you just pick and do it. There's a very famous quote.
Okay.
A great soldier is the one who can fight the war with the available weapon.
Wow, amazing.
तो आपको इस एटीट्यूड में शिफ्ट होना चाहिए.
Very true.
So wherever you are there, you may not have a favorable situation. आपके पास limited resources होंगे. उस resource को use करके आप कैसे आप results लेके आ सकते हैं.
Very true.
I'll tell you how this shifted from a person who was working from 16 hours a day to 4 hours a day. The moment I did the transition, like first thing I did was I started working on my productivity.
Correct.
Because you have to be productive.
Absolutely.
If you're not productive, your brain is always inside that, you know, you're inside that. And your brain is full of the thought, okay, मुझे ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है.
Big to-do list.
Big to-do list. Yes. If you're overwhelmed, your brain cannot operate in giving an efficient solution.
Very
because you are going in that, you know, chaotic mode.
Correct.
तो मोमेंट पहला चीज़ होना चाहिए कि आपको प्रोडक्टिविटी कैसे इम्प्रूव कर सकता है.
Right.
हाउ यू कैन ब्रिंग डाउन योर वर्किंग आवर्स. जब एक बार वो आपने मास्टर कर लिया, देन यू विल बी एबल टू बिल्ड ऑन द अदर सुपीरियर कैपेबिलिटीज.
Okay.
एक सिचुएशन ऐसा आया था इन आवर प्रोजेक्ट, द टीम हैज़ टू बी रैम्प डाउन.
Okay.
तो माई मैनेजर एक्चुअली कॉल मी एंड ही सेड दैट, Karthik, I need a list of people who have to be sent out.
Okay.
Okay. तो मैं बताता हूँ कि how we actually shortlisted those people who had to be there. The people who are not productive, that was the first thing. Who are the people who are not productive? We were able to go and find it out. And then who are the people who do not have the quality work?
Okay.
Who are the people whom we cannot replace? अगर I am going to send them out, I will not be able to get the new person of that caliber.
Correct.
So we shortlisted all those kind of people, you know, who are there, you know, and then we sent a list. And I was there in the project for a long period of time. मैंने क्या किया, मेरा project, my manager was not allowing me. I included my name also and I sent it. Because I was not getting released. I have tried all the project, all the things. Then final list came in. My name was not there. Everybody else's name was there. I went to my manager and I said, I don't think so the list is executed as per the plan. He said, no, everything is executed as per the plan. I told, are you sure? He said, yes. There was my name also. And then, why, you know, my name has not come in there. And he smiled and said, Karthik, you know the criteria that we put in. Your name is falling in that criteria. And that's why I took it out.
Correct.
I said, I'm just working 4 hours a day. I'm not even working 8 hours a day.
Okay.
Then why are you keeping me? I'm completely redundant at this point of time, right? You can imagine if I'm speaking to my manager in the slum, what must be my confidence level in doing that? He said, Karthik, remember couple of months back you are off for 2 days? I said, yes. And this 2 days we had a big escalation. And I allowed your team to manage it and they were trying to, you know, firefight it. They could not do it. It came to me because you are not there. Naturally, I have to manage it. 2 days, I did not sleep. The client was behind me, making sure these things are done and other stuff, right? Then what happened finally? The client said, I don't know what you are doing. I want Karthik back.
Okay.
Somehow we managed to this 2 days. Next day you came. Half an hour you solved the entire issue. And the client was very happy. That day really, you know, understood the value of you, okay? So, no matter you may work for 4 hours, 2 hours, I don't care. But I want you in my team because you have certain capabilities that your team do not have it. And in fact, you'll not believe when you build those kind of capabilities to a level where the leadership can go is, they created a new position for me.
Wow.
Where that position does not exist, where people were being asked to go out. New position was created and I was retained.
Amazing, amazing. Very inspiring.
Yeah.
And it's really, I mean, it's a real life story, right?
Yeah, real life story.
Great. So you were talking about the productivity.
Yes.
So my next question from you is that what this productivity is all about, what the productivity is, the meaning is, right?
Yeah.
And how a professional or any individual, like whether it's a student or any individual, they can improve their performance and productivity in their career or whatever they are doing.
Yes.
Is there any framework or any method, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, when it comes to productivity, we have worked with a lot of people, over 40,000 people, and over 4 lakh students.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and not just with productivity, but with many other areas of what you can think about it. So, productivity is defined in different dimensions, depending on where you are at your level at the current way. Like somebody who's just starting their professional life, if he's working for 10 hours, 12 hours, can you bring it down to 8 hours or less than that particular time frame? How can you reduce your number of working hours?
Okay.
Making sure the quality is intact, the value is not actually taken out, but can you get this done much faster?
So you mean to say, means reducing the number of working hours. And let's example, I was doing any task in 10 hours in a day, and by working on myself, improving my capability and capacity, I am able to do in 8 hours. So
without compromising on the quality.
Yeah, and
that's the
the
important.
deliverables, right?
Yes.
So it means that productivity is increased.
Yes.
And if I can or reduce much more, then so okay. So this is the definition of productivity.
Yeah,
Doing the same task in lesser time.
Without compromising on the quality. That's very important. Yes.
Okay, fine.
So this productivity is different for different people.
Okay.
Depending on where you are.
Right.
The more higher you grow in your organization, you got to be super productive. And that is actually devised by a lot of parameters. Because everybody has got 24 hours. You have 24 hours, I have 24 hours. Our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has 24 hours.
Correct.
Bill Gates has got 24 hours.
Same.
Now the question is, how are you utilizing this 24 hours? That is where your high performance or upgrading your brain to super brain and being at peak performance states are going to make all the difference.
Okay.
Now, the more you are going up, there is something called as how well are you able to utilize your resources. I call this one important keyword called as leverage.
Leverage. Okay.
हाँ, आप अपना टाइम पे लिवरेज कैसे करते हो, आपके टीम के ऊपर लिवरेज कैसे करते हो, एंड हाउ आर यू यूजिंग दैट द सॉफ्टवेयर विच आर अवेलेबल टू यू, द हार्डवेयर दैट इज अवेलेबल टू यू, द रिसोर्सेज विच आर अवेलेबल टू यू. उस लिवरेज को आप कितना डायनेमिकली यूज कर सकते हैं, दैट विल डिफाइन योर एक्चुअल प्रोडक्टिविटी, और you can be in that high performance states.
Okay.
Right? The states in which you're going to be operating has a direct connection with your productivity. And that is defined by a lot of parameters. It is not just one or two. Let's say you have a challenge in your personal life. आप सोचिए कि आज उस दिन एक दिन आपका your wife का झगड़ा हो गया.
Okay.
And then you're coming to the office. And obviously you're carrying that, whether you're liking or not, most of the time, that comes in.
Correct.
So that day, the whole productivity drops down for you also, for your wife also.
Right.
Because you're disturbed. So you're not in the best of the states. अगर आपका health सही नहीं है, that also can disturb your productivity.
Right.
And there are so many factors. आपका capability के ऊपर भी depend होता है. And whether you know certain things, whether you don't know certain things, उसके ऊपर भी आपका productivity define होता है. तो you can actually create a framework looking at like long term आपका क्या goal है. उसके हिसाब से आपको productivity को बनाना है. तो what kind of a capability you need to build, what kind of decision making that you have to do it. A lot of factors can be counted.
Great. Now coming to the next thing is that because everything is interconnected.
Yes.
I want to discuss about the habit part, right?
Yes.
Because एक ही चीज़ बोलते हैं, you are the end result of your habit, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So how to build healthy habits, right? People, because I am a diabetes reversal coach, and most of the people know कि सुबह उठ के घूमने जाना चाहिए. Everybody knows, right? जंक फूड नहीं खाना चाहिए, मेडिटेट करना चाहिए. So information, ज्ञान की कमी नहीं है, right? People have a lot of information.
Absolutely.
But the problem is that when it comes to build a healthy habit and to make it consistent, it's very very difficult.
Absolutely.
So how a person, a busy professional, right? आज का time बहुत professional है, people are very busy. तो इस ऐसे competitive environment में in simple language, right? कैसे हम अपनी हैबिट्स को बिल्ड करें, हाउ टू बिल्ड हैबिट्स सो दैट हम उसे कंसिस्टेंटली कर पाएँ.
Amazing. So even before we start with the habit, there's one common perception people have it.
Yeah.
So if you have to build a habit,
Hmm.
you need to take a lot of time.
Correct.
आधा घंटा चाहिए, 1 घंटा चाहिए
Yes,
every day
yes, yes,
to do
बिल्कुल.
that and other stuff. Let me help you to break the myth actually. To build a habit, you don't need half an hour, 1 hour a day to make that happen. It
Okay.
can be done with as less as 30 seconds a day.
30 सेकेंड
30 seconds.
क्या बात कर रहे हैं?
Absolutely. Because there are certain frameworks, certain systems, certain process that we can actually start doing it.
Okay.
That is why that can happen when you upgrade your brain to super brain. When you learn these systems, techniques, and process,
So
you will be able to do what other people are taking 30 minutes, 1 hour to build a habit. Imagine you're able to do it in 30 seconds.
great. So let's example with if a person want to wake up early in the morning or
Yes.
he want to go for a walk,
Yes.
and how you can apply this 30-second framework in this.
Yeah. So first of all, 30 seconds, day one se nahi hoga. We have to
Okay.
start in training your brain actually in the entire things that you are looking at it. पहले आपको plan करना पड़ेगा कि what are the habits that you wanted
Okay.
in the entire thing, what you're looking at it. But there are certain advanced techniques that we can actually work on this. What kind of habits that you want? Positive. You have to make a list of it.
Okay.
What are the kind of habits that you want to get rid of it? The big mistake that people actually make it, they think is that I need to build a new habit.
Hmm.
So if you are just focusing on building a new habit, that will never go, right? So let's say you take one negative habit, which is not useful or ecological for you. Take that negative habit. Just getting out of this habit will not be sufficient. You have to replace that with a positive attitude, positive habit. तो पहले हमें plan करना चाहिए. What are the habits that you need for it?
Let's example. I just need, because people want a simple solution for that.
Yes,
सुबह लेट से उठने का आदत है, बैड हैबिट्स है,
correct,
and I want to overcome this habit with waking up early in the morning.
correct.
So how we can apply this framework in this situation?
Absolutely. If that is such simple thing, like you want to wake up in the early morning at 30 seconds में हो जाएगा.
कैसे होगा?
Kaise is something that's secret.
This is what we want to know.
That you would like people to know it. Because I'll tell you a high level framework, because for them to understand how to apply that, there is some amount of learning that is required.
Okay.
Once they understand, then they'll be able to do that.
Okay.
But I'll give you a high level framework. So that
Please give it.
It does that.
So that audience can learn.
Yeah,
this
they can
powerful
also
framework.
learn and understand.
It's a $1 million framework.
Absolutely,
Right, that you're going to give.
See, we are all... So basically, we need to understand ourselves before we apply the framework.
Okay.
See, if you want to apply a framework in 30 seconds, there's some amount of work that we need to do before we do that.
Correct.
Right? So let's take its own path. For us to have some learning is required. Not a very lot of time, but half an hour to 1 hour, definitely they have to work with us to understand how this framework can be applied.
Okay.
The first thing is we need to understand your personality.
Okay.
Normally, people learn in 3 different ways. Some people are visual.
Okay.
Some people are auditory. Some people are kinesthetic.
Correct.
Some people are good in looking at the image and picture. Visually, they'll be able to do it. Some of them are good in auditory mode.
Correct.
Some of them they feel it.
Correct.
They're really good at what they're looking at it.
Right.
So we need to identify what kind of a personality that person is.
Correct.
That is the first thing. Like, why people take a lot of time, right? Is a person who is a habit, they want to build a habit. He may be a visual person. He's trying on an auditory method.
Amazing. Mind-blowing. Fantastic.
Right? He may be an auditory person. He's trying on a kinesthetic method. Right? Obviously, you are not aligning with your
Preferred language of learning. This
language
is
of learning, right?
Preferred language of learning.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah.
So, पहले हमको उसको we have to identify, समझना चाहिए कि क्या है.
Means just like a patient is going to a doctor,
Yeah.
you need to understand, right, what kind of personality, what kind of problem or situation he is facing.
Yeah.
Based on that, we need to plan the next plan. Amazing.
Absolutely. You go to a doctor
Correct.
and you got a fever,
Right.
and let's say he'll give you a painkiller.
Correct.
That's what is happening
Yes, yes.
now. So first thing is you have to diagnose yourself.
Absolutely.
So what are you in
Who are
terms
you?
of personality? Who are you?
Great.
In terms of personality.
This is the
and
first step.
First
done.
system.
Yeah.
So we can go through a simple personality test to understand like what are the things that you are going
There are certain set of questions. Based on that, we can identify.
We can identify like what are the things. First we have to learn that particular
Got the
part.
point. Yeah.
Once you understand your personality of way of actually your learning,
Yeah.
then the next step will come in. Like based on whether you're a visual, auditory, or a kinesthetic person, we can devise the habit part of it. Now, it's not about just waking up early. Now the question is, after you wake up, कि आपका routine क्या है? आप क्या कर रहे हो? What are the things that you're looking at it? See, this is where a lot of people go wrong in terms of building the habits. So they don't create an integrated habit for themselves. They don't have an actual plan when they create a plan, habit. So one day they feel, okay, I want to wake up early. वो habit pick कर लिया. Another day you say, okay, I want to go and do this. Another habit pick कर लिया. It's not systemized.
Okay.
पहले आपको plan करना चाहिए. What is the thing that you want to achieve?
So why I want to wake up in the morning? किसी ने बोल दिया कि सुबह उठना चाहिए. आपने बोल दिया, मैंने उठना शुरू कर दिया. But there is not solid intention or reason behind it.
Reason behind this.
Correct. Got the point. So second thing is you should have a proper intention behind that or reason.
Reason चाहिए.
Great.
And then उसको हमें plan करना चाहिए कि कैसे करना है. What is your outcome? Let's say you want to get your salary doubled in next 1 year's time.
ओके नहीं, सुबह उठने वाला ही हम एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं. तो सुबह उठने वाले एग्जाम्पल में लेट्स से एग्जाम्पल आई वांट टू लूज माय वेट, और इसके लिए सुबह उठूंगा जल्दी सो दैट आई कैन डू द वर्कआउट. दिस इज द आउटकम आई वांट. करेक्ट. यस.
अमेजिंग. सो आपने बहुत बढ़िया एग्जाम्पल लिया. यू हैव टू लूज द वेट, व्हिच इज अ मोस्ट कॉमन प्रॉब्लम दैट मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल हैव इट.
राइट.
And they might have enrolled to different weight loss programs.
Different. Yes.
They have gone through various things.
Number
Nothing is
of
working.
things, yes.
Number of things. Nothing is working.
Nothing is working.
So now the problem here is, I call it as a hammer framework. This is something that we apply in the entire thing. I'll explain what is hammer framework.
Okay.
And that's what we use it to convert any person from a ordinary person to extraordinary person.
Wow, amazing. Yeah. Would love to learn.
Yeah. So this is a story where one of the rich person in the town is there. उसका एक ship होता है. He has a ship. That ship is not working for a longer period of time. So he decided to get the mechanic. Local mechanic से पूरा try कर दिया. Nothing is working. So finally he decided to get an expert.
Correct.
People warn him. Sir, वो बहुत expensive है. He said, if my ship is not working, it is more expensive.
Correct.
So I have invested so much on that. So let me get an expert. I am okay to pay. The expert will come. He will validate the entire thing. Out of his entire toolkit, he'll take a hammer and he'll hit on a specific spot.
Correct.
Ship start हो जाता है.
Right.
What was not working for so many months, this guy was able to make it happen in just hitting a hammer.
Right.
Then he asked him, what is the bill? Says $10,000. उनके सभी लोग होते हैं ना.
Are you crazy?
Auditorium, I mean, all the his colleagues and all. They will call him. बॉस को बोलते हैं, सर ये आपको बेवकूफ़ बना रहा है. हमारे सामने ही इसने रिपेयर किया. सिर्फ हैमर लेके he has actually put that. That's it. He has taken the hammer and he has hit it. $10,000 नहीं है. It is not worth it.
Correct.
The boss was a very sensible guy. He said, directly तो नहीं बोल सकता ना. Smartly, diplomatically, what he says that tomorrow you come back with an itemized bill. आपने क्या क्या किया हुआ है.
Correct.
वो itemized bill देके I'll pay you the payment.
Okay.
This guy comes next day. Taking the hammer and hitting is only $2. Knowing where to hit is $9,998.
Mind blown.
तो इसे हम hammer framework बोलते हैं. The moment he gives this with this kind of a clarity, he'll not ask any question. He'll take that $10,000 and he'll give it.
Correct.
Now हमें ये समझना चाहिए, अगर आपका weight loss का goal है, where to hit is the first thing you have to identify.
Very true.
So first thing that we have to tackle is in your mindset level, at a very deeper level of your brain.
Very true.
To do that, जब तक आपका intention उतना strong नहीं होगा, आपका unconscious brain और subconscious brain what we say, उसके अंदर ये intention जाना चाहिए पहले.
Correct.
जब तक वो नहीं जाएगा,
right,
you'll not be able to lose the weight.
I'm 100% resonate with you because being a diabetes reversal coach, people come to us 10 years, 15 years, taking a lot of medications, करेले का जूस पी लिया, morning walk कर ली, did everything. But when I start working on their mindset and people see a magical results, right?
Wow.
They throw their medication, insulin injection within a month or so.
Yes.
So it's absolutely right, hitting at the right place.
Yes.
And it's all mind game.
Mind
Very
game.
true.
Absolutely. तो हमें इसका framework, hammer framework का apply करना चाहिए.
Correct.
So it can be in any habits. It's not just with respect to the weight loss that you're looking at it, because weight loss obviously have multiple components. Physical exercise hoga, food diet hoga, other things.
All lifestyle elements.
Most of the time. And how can you shift to go back to your natural thing?
Correct.
Lot of things. तो हमें इसे प्रोग्राम करना पड़ेगा. Your brain को, your mindset को, if you can reprogram, you can put this on autopilot mode, then you don't need to do a lot of work.
Okay, so the third part means you need to train your brain.
Train your brain, yes.
Okay, and then next?
तो एक बार brain का train हो गया,
ठीक है,
काम खत्म, it's done.
Okay, तो brain को train करने के लिए
yes,
there are some techniques, right? Yes. Of NLP techniques, right? Could be affirmations, visualization. What exactly you do for your clients?
See, actually affirmations and these things, whatever the visualization,
anything, right? Yeah. What do you use, right?
So we use different techniques, starting from NLP to and something called as an advanced NLP, which is something which is not there. And in according to that, I have got over 22 years of research working in the brain space. I have got my own proprietary techniques also, which I apply, which can give the results very fast. What we say is a reprogramming of your brain or rewiring of your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is there is a pattern that gets set up. Whatever the habits that you're carrying, that will form a pattern.
Right.
First thing is that you have to break the pattern.
Okay.
Most of the time we don't break the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Once the pattern is broken, then only the new programming can be done.
Right.
So that's what we actually work on this, technique.
Mm-hmm.
And people also follow affirmations and other stuff. People follow that process also. We have 3 modes in which people can work on. So one mode is how fast do you want the results?
Okay.
Let's say you want to go, now we are sitting in Bangalore, we are recording this. Let's say you want to go to Delhi.
Right.
So there are multiple ways.
Right.
You can go by walking. You can go by cycle.
Right.
2-wheeler. You can go by car. You can go by train. You can go by flight.
Right.
Depending on what is that mode they want to look at it,
we
help them to take it from here to there.
Okay.
So probably if you're going with the normal affirmation technique, in our space, what we call it as, probably you're going in a cycle.
Right.
Affirmation is, I can quote that is the category wherein that vehicle of the category that will fall. So if you're going with the train and the flight, which is the most fastest way of going and reprogramming, so we use different techniques.
Okay.
So very difficult to explain on the podcast because brain is a very complex thing. But as I again told you, depending on what kind of personality you are, auditory, visual, kinesthetic.
So I got the point. So based on your personality type, there are different techniques and methods.
Yes.
To target that particular area of, right? Yes. If a person is visual, like you'll give certain technique that will take care of their visual part.
Yes.
Got the point.
Yes.
So coming to the next point, right? If a person is suffering from, if person is having any kind of issues, like as far as the productivity issue, performance issue, so how you are going to help? Do you have any programs, workshop, right, with the help by which you can help the people, right?
So absolutely, we have certain program that we do for a short term where people can come and they can enhance their initial productivity to see how this is going to work. Right? Once they are able to enhance the productivity, that is a quick validation for the brain.
Correct.
Why we are starting with productivity? You can test it immediately on the ground.
Okay.
Like some people come, right? We work with 1 day on the way they're going to plan the things and other stuff. On that day, they can go and execute in their office. The productivity goes up very big, big time.
Okay.
So we got
the results are measurable, right? Instant results.
Instant results.
Okay.
So you know that this technique works.
Correct.
So that is why we have chosen the productivity as the initial things to do it. The moment that is like a proof of concept, POC.
Correct.
Now you got the POC now done. Now if you want to apply in other areas of your life, it could be in health, wealth, relationship. For example, you want to get promoted or shifting the job. Normally what people think, shifting the job means 20%, 30% hike.
Right.
Normally when people work with us, they don't focus on getting 20, 30% hike. They look at 200%, 300% hike.
What are you talking?
Yes.
This much of amount of hike people get?
Yeah. We have got people, shifting the job with 300% hike.
Superb.
And we have got people who have come with, my salary is currently in terms of lakhs.
Okay.
But next thing I'm looking at few crores. Is it possible? Absolutely. Why not?
Very nice. Amazing.
Yeah. So I've got, I'm working with currently one person who is currently having a CTC of around 45 lakhs. Now, his target is to hit a 4 CR.
My 10x.
10x. So you know that it's literally impossible, difficult for a normal person to go and do that.
Even to think and digest.
In a job, yeah?
Yeah.
And then not even this particular thing. So that requires a different level of precision of working on these individuals, to make that, to take that to that
So
level.
you help the professionals to go to that level, right?
Level.
Performance, productivity, 10x, right?
Yes. So that is for professionals.
Okay.
And business owners, even more fast results, because for professionals, they have to wait for 1 year for their appraisal to go and do this. But they'll be able to see how the productivity has gone up, how they're able to change their environment, how the boss started behaving with them. A lot of people, like in less than 1 month's time, people, when they come to us, they come and tell like, there is something,
Magical is happening.
magically people are able to see that.
Correct.
So normally what we do, we start with a short term program for them to get a taste of what we do and how these things works.
Okay.
If they like the approach,
Correct.
they can choose to be working with us on a long-term mentoring.
Okay.
And we set a very clear outcome, right?
Great.
We don't exchange our time for value. Time for money. We exchange our time for value.
Very true.
So when people come in, we have a very clear, we understand them, personality. We create a very clear plan in which that needs to be done. We go and work on the pattern, interaction that we need to build. Then the habit that they can build in less than 30 seconds time, depending on visual, auditory and everything. And then help them to get those things directly reprogrammed at the brain level.
Direct software upgrade.
No need of, you go through 100 books, understand, then you implement. Those are all old methods.
So that 5 years growth in 1 year, right? In the
10 years growth in 1 year.
10 years growth
in 1 year.
Amazing.
And that, again, directly software upgrade. I'm not even talking about, you learn and then you apply.
Okay. So the way India attacked Pakistan, the precision was great. So similarly, you are having very great precision to upgrade the people, right? And it's personalized and customized. What I am able to understand from your communication, right?
Yes.
मतलब एक ही गोली सभी को नहीं देना
नहीं होगा. It will not
नहीं
work.
होगा. It's like random, right? It's like beating around the bush. कुछ भी चल रहा है, तुक्का वाला काम नहीं है, right?
नहीं है.
Great. So I think you have the workshop, right? You're running a workshop and seminar, right?
Yes.
So for the people, those who want to upgrade your life, you want to get 10 years success in 1 year, right? And you'll get a description. You'll get the link of workshop of Karthik ji in the description, right? And I must say that you must attend and experience the knowledge and wisdom that he is sharing, right? Now coming to the next point, right?
Yeah.
And एक चीज़ जो मैंने बहुत कॉमन देखी है, and when I talk during my workshop, the problem that most of the people are facing, the deadliest disease on this planet Earth, BP, sugar, thyroid, PCOD, AIDS, कैंसर से भी खतरनाक बीमारी पता है क्या है? प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन.
Absolutely.
टालने की बीमारी.
Absolutely.
सर मंडे से तो पक्का घूमने जाना है.
Yes.
ना अगले महीने अभी ना घर में ना फंक्शन चल रहा है, राइट? तो पहले फंक्शन कंप्लीट हो जाए और थोड़ा मैं ट्रैवल करके आ रहा हूँ. अगले महीने की 1 तारीख से तो पक्का जंक फूड खाना छोड़ देना. माँ कसम. कितना कुछ तो कर लिया है, बट ये जो टालने की बीमारी है ना, ये बेहद खतरनाक. आई हैव सीन लॉट ऑफ पीपल, राइट, हाईली टैलेंटेड, ब्रिलियंट, लेकिन इस एक प्रॉब्लम ने, साइकोलॉजिकल डिसऑर्डर ने लोगों की जिंदगी बर्बाद कर रखी है.
Absolutely.
आई जस्ट वांट टू नो फ्रॉम यू व्हाई पीपल प्रोक्रास्टिनेट and how to overcome, right? It's a deadliest disease.
Absolutely. Thank you for asking this question. This is a very, very powerful
One of my favorite part.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. So before I proceed with the next one, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you a real life example.
Okay.
What can happen if you are able to beat the habit of procrastination?
Okay.
Because I help people to start with that as an initial part.
Correct.
For them to beat the habit of procrastination. Bill Gates आपको पता है?
Yes.
So Bill Gates has given an interview. It's there on the YouTube. You can actually look at it.
Okay.
About the procrastination. He says that he was able to become a billionaire after he was able to conquer the habit of procrastination.
My God.
Right? So a lot of people who are watching this video, people are thinking like, oh my goodness, मेरे पास talent है. I have this one and other stuff. But मेरा जिंदगी में क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? Why am I not able to make those progress?
Yes.
People have the caliber of becoming the next Bill Gates.
Correct.
Next Elon Musk.
Right.
But one thing that is stopping is that procrastination. Right?
Right.
Even for the business owners, maybe there are a lot of people, business owners who are
anyone, right?
that
From the kid to the any person.
Anybody, right?
But
they're having this. So again, this is driven by something called as a brain pattern.
Okay.
So the moment that you look at certain things, if it is a complex thing, the brain will start forming a picture, saying that this is a complex thing.
Difficult,
boring, it's not interesting, वगैरह. So a common चीज होता है. The moment the brain starts thinking that picture, oh my goodness, it is difficult, then the brain wants to take the easy road.
Correct.
अरे यार नहीं करना है. Just leave this. Let's go to the other one. Easiest path. Right?
The comfort zone.
Comfort zone.
That we talk about the comfort zone. Correct.
So the moment that you are in that comfort zone, nothing is going to work.
Right.
So again, you fall back to your actual pattern.
Perfect.
So the most important thing is that procrastination is a habit.
Perfect.
For years, I did not know that it's a habit.
Right. And that's
I was thinking,
right,
कि this is a manufacturing defect for me. I'm working like 16 hours a day. In my office, people are able to do the things much faster. I am not able to do it. I was thinking these kind of things are there. The day I understood procrastination is a habit, अरे habit कैसे हो सकता है? Waking up early is a habit. Doing an exercise is a habit. Sleeping early is a habit. Procrastination is a habit. It's not making sense. The day I understood it's a habit and that can be overcome, that's where my entire life changed.
Okay.
Moving from 16 hours to 4 hours a day in my professional life, I was getting my salary hike and promotion on demand.
Okay.
We call it as on demand.
On demand.
On demand. Salary hike and promotion. Like any project, I used to go out of this project. Even before I come out, I will have a line of projects which are aligned. I had a liberty of choosing next year which country I want to go and work.
Wow, amazing.
Right? And out of the entire thing, I'll choose which project I want to go, which country I want to be working with this, what kind of visa I have to do it. I used to negotiate with the managers.
So
only if I'm going to get this, I'm going to be there, right? That kind of a thing, you can actually have it, right? When you build this kind of a thing. Now, that helped me a lot. I came to a business. After I quit my job. I quit my job in the peak of Corona.
Okay.
And it was a very difficult thing. I was procrastinating to quit my job for a long period of time. Next year karenge. For example, that's what the procrastination did to me. But one fine day, in the mid of Corona, I had a offer of 7-digit in US.
Wow.
And it was in the Trump's first arena, where getting the visa was very difficult.
Okay.
I had that offer, but on that day I decided, nahi yaar, bahut ho gaya. No more procrastination.
Correct.
And I took a decision to quit the job and to start my entrepreneurial journey. I'll tell you, that was one of the most scariest decision for many of the people who are surrounding to me, not for me.
Right.
Because I know that if I can take this one decision, rest of the things will happen.
Right.
Yeah, of course. I also had,
that fear.
Some amount of fear will be there for everybody.
Correct.
But not to a level like other people were feeling about. People used to call me and say, "Bevkoof hai tum." Right?
I can very well resonate with you. Yeah.
In the mid of Corona, you're quitting the job where people are, searching for job. They're holding on to it. And I started my business. Again, procrastination works in multiple layers. It will not be in one layer. When you start the business, you know that many times, chaprasi se CEO apio.
Yes.
So nobody will be there, you'll be there. You are the person who's going to be sweeping the entire thing.
Everything.
Koi call karega, marketing department bhi aap hi ho. You're picking the call and say, so we are calling, marketing department here.
Yeah.
आपको बोल दिया कि आपको CEO से बात करना है. हाँ, hold
yes,
on.
Yes.
Hold on for some time. CEO will come. And then you're coming back and talking as a CEO. Right? Everything you're doing.
Yes, one-man army.
One-man army. That's how it begins actually, right? So then you got a bunch of things that used to pile. Overwhelming started. Again, I started going to a procrastination thing. But this time because of different reason. Because things were too many things in the way I'm looking at it. Then I realized there's a different way of handling the procrastination. By the time I realized, once you get into a business, right, I failed in 3 businesses.
Okay.
This
Great.
costed me a lot of time, money, energy, and family frustration. This time, I decided, I'm going to take the help of a mentor. Right? When I started working with different mentors to make sure that I'm going to be, making all these things into action, things change drastically. So many times we think like mentors are not necessary. We can do it on our own. Yes, you can do it on your own. Probably it'll take 20-30 years to achieve it. What if you take the help of a mentor? You can do it in 2 years and 3 years.
Right.
That's also a procrastination. That's a decision that we are making.
Correct.
So procrastination comes to you in different angles, in different ways. Villains, no? You have seen villains coming in different villains. So it's like coming...
Procrastination, perfection, right?
Yeah, perfection and everything will come. So you need to identify this is something which is stopping you. And then let it go. It could be a habit of, it could be a delegation, the way you're going to delegate. For example, if you understand the framework, what is the difference? Like you can fix it yourself. Maybe you'll say that, okay, I've got great knowledge and other stuff. You can fix it. How about your team? Can you fix them? But if you understand the framework of how the procrastination is happening,
okay,
or the framework of increasing the productivity, or framework of leveraging your team and other stuff, if you understand the framework, you can actually fix the team.
Correct. So if you're talking about the framework, so how to overcome, is there any framework to overcome procrastination?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so please share that.
So I'll tell you high level framework, because there are more than 100 things that can cause a actual reason for procrastination.
Got it.
So when people come to us, one of the things that we do is the 3-level high level framework. First one is your intention level. Why is that you want to build this habit, or why we want to get out of the habit of procrastination?
Okay.
It's an intention level question that you have to go through that. Second question is about, what are the skill set which are missing for you? Do you have the required skill set? For example, you have to launch a YouTube channel tomorrow. So you do not have a skill of recording the video. You don't have a skill of editing the video. You do not have where to put it.
So as a result of that, I'll be procrastinating.
You'll procrastinate.
That I need to figure it out. Yeah.
You will figure it out.
Perfect.
You'll postpone it by 1 month, 2 months, 1 year. It'll go like. So that's the second thing. You do not have a skill.
Correct.
That is the second thing. Third one is you don't know what are the unknowns.
Okay.
There are a lot of unknowns which are there that you are feared of.
What if people will watch or not?
Yeah.
Whether I'll get subscriber or not?
What people
what if
will
I
judge?
fail? Yeah. If people will give me the negative comments.
Yeah.
So this kind of unknown fears are
Unknown
there.
fears.
So
what
which
if I
is
fail?
stopping me to take the action.
Yes.
Procrastination is all about to stop taking action. बस.
Yes.
काम करने से रोकना है बस, कुछ भी हो जाए.
Correct.
नई स्टोरीज, नए आइडियाज और ओवरवेलमिंग सब कुछ होता है हमारे अंदर. Okay.
So this is a high level framework.
Okay.
Then we also give them a checklist based on their personality. We have listed over 40 different areas. For example, low energy हो सकता है. Another thing can be a decision making. You will not have a capability to make the decisions. Your ability to connect with the team members. Your ability, like you come out with a lot of fears. Like that, we have got around 40 different areas that we give a list. People can sit and write down where are the challenge they have got it. They know exactly where they are standing. The moment they understand where they are standing, then we help them to actually customize what are the things they need and other stuff. We can actually map it. It's not just identifying it. आपका क्या outcome है?
Okay.
Do you want to double your business in next 1 year time?
Right.
Or 2 years time? Or you want to bring 10 times your business in next 3 years time? You can map it. What level of procrastination you want to get out of it.
अभी तक हमने प्रोक्रास्टिनेशन पे बात की और हैबिट्स पे बात की, बट एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया है जो हमारी लाइफ का शायद वो दिखाई नहीं देता है, लेकिन इट अफेक्ट्स ऑल एरिया ऑफ आवर लाइफ, राइट? एंड दैट आई पर्सनली सी बीइंग अ डायबिटीज रिवर्सल कोच, एंड एक रिसर्च पेपर ही बताता है कि इंडिया में 70% से ज़्यादा प्रोफेशनल्स हैं जिनको कंसिस्टेंट स्ट्रेस है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस देयर स्ट्रेस एंड उनकी मेंटल हेल्थ, पर्सनल लाइफ, प्रोफेशनल लाइफ और हेल्थ के तमाम सारे इश्यूज बढ़ रहे हैं, राइट? So why people are so stressed nowadays? Reason number 1, and how to overcome this stress?
Okay, great. So why the stress comes in the first place?
Correct.
पहले उसे समझना चाहिए.
Yes, yes.
So you have some expectation. You're trying to meet the expectation. When you do not meet the expectation, that is where the stress comes in.
Okay. Let's example, I want to do, मुझे आज एक कुछ टास्क मिला था कंपनी से, एंड मुझे कंप्लीट करना था. एंड ड्यू टू सम रीजन, राइट, मेरा focus नहीं है, low energy level है, due to any reason I am not able to complete the task.
Correct.
And because of that I am building stress inside.
Absolutely.
Okay, maybe I have some expectation from my wife, my kids, and if they are not working according to my expectation, it will create stress. Amazing.
And then the most important thing is that first is this, knowing what is your clear outcome है.
Correct.
Second thing is that life is always dynamic.
Perfect. Yeah.
जब आप प्लान करते हो, according to plan, nothing is going to work. There are a lot of dynamic situations.
Yes,
For
yes.
example, if I wanted to come here for this studio,
Correct.
it started as per the plan.
Right.
But there I came late here because of a very important dynamic condition called traffic.
And that is not in your control.
Not in my control.
Very true.
Either I can get stressed out of it. Oh my goodness, I was supposed to be here and the entire thing. A second thing I could do is, okay, I'm traveling here. Maybe account another half an hour extra for the traffic.
Correct.
And I could start early next time, which could be another way of giving the feedback, right? How are you taking that stress is what is going to make a difference.
Correct.
Right? And now, for example, I'll give you a simple story to give an example, right? In the morning, there's a father, mother, and there's a kid who is having the breakfast. Now, what happened in the morning while they were actually having it? The kid is there. It automatically the whatever the tea that he was supposed to be having, that was disturbed. The glass was disturbed, and that directly falls on the the father's cloth.
Okay.
He started shouting at her, saying that, hey, you don't have the sense. I'm going to the office. You have actually
Spoiled.
kharab kar diya pura.
Kharab kar diya, yeah.
And then he starts shouting at her. She starts crying. He goes inside. He is looking at changing his clothes. He's not able to get it because none of the other things are there. He's getting more stressed. He takes that, the cloth, he does it in a hurry, and then he wears it, and he's again going back. And he has to drop his daughter over there, and she's still crying. And he also had a fight with the wife. Because of that. And then he gets into the car. He's going in a very fast manner because already late ho gaya. He drops the girl, and is again trying to rush to the office. And in the way, he actually crosses the signal, and even though it is red, ultimately the police caught him, right? And because the police caught him, he's already in that stress. He started arguing. Instead of letting him go, they said, "Aajao bhai, station mein aajo.
Let's have a cup of tea."
Let's have a cup of tea. And they takes him there. And by the time he reaches the office, it's afternoon.
Oh my God.
Right? And his boss is angry on him. He's more stressed. And in the evening, he's coming back. Everybody in the home is actually completely disturbed. The whole day goes for a task. It's a classic example of how the stress can be built up.
I don't know, but the same example I put in my training programs.
Oh, is it?
Exactly.
Oh, amazing. That's
It's
what an amazing thing, right? So now, it's never about the situation. It's about how you're reacting to that situation.
Absolutely.
So this is what we call it as a mental state, the state of mind in which you are operating.
Correct.
When your state of mind is at a very low level, you are prone to react very fast.
Reactive mode.
Let's say this person has a very good state of mind. You'll say, okay, that's okay. Whatever has happened. Let me go and get it changed, and he'll come back. And then he would have got the other part of the things corrected.
Correct.
But he created that cumulative effect of stress on him that actually multiplied.
Very true.
And that is what we call it a state of mind. So if you really, and this is a part of a mental health, very important thing that people actually fail to recognize.
Right.
So one of the things that we do when we start working with the people is we start working on their mental health first.
Okay.
Now, the beauty about mental health is because your stress level is going to come down in the first time. Let's take an example of a people who are working in stock market. If they're coming with stress and they're going and sitting in front of the market, can you imagine how much money they'll lose? Especially if they're trading.
Correct.
Right? We have seen our students, when we work on our mental state of mind, they go and do the trading. They get an amazing profit when they come out of it.
Correct.
Even without working on anything on the stock market. I don't do any training on stock market training, okay, by the way. But because I help the people to elevate their state of mind, then naturally the growth in the stock market, in the portfolio happens.
Correct.
And of course, in the entire area of the life.
Correct.
So your stress has a direct connection with your state of mind on the kind of the event that comes in, how do you tackle that? How do you react to it?
Correct.
So that is a different level, That's why a lot of people go through that.
I just want to add into this, right? Because diabetes is 100%
Yes.
because of stress, right? Maximum time because of stress.
Yes.
So there's a beautiful thing, right? Whenever you are in stress, right? Just ask one simple question. Ki whatever happened, it's happened, right? Is it under my control or not?
Absolutely.
The moment I get answer, it is not my control. Just accept as it is. So your classical example, बच्ची बैठी थी, चाय का कप गिराया, right? It is under my control or not? It is not in my control.
Yeah.
Just take it easy.
Yes.
But the problem is that in order to achieve this kind of level, one has to develop awareness muscle.
Absolutely.
And 99% of the time, people are in auto mode.
Yes.
We are living box to box life. There is a pattern that you are talking about.
Yes.
We are living in auto mode.
Yes.
And because of that auto mode, we are always in reactive mode.
Yes.
And for that, I teach my clients and teach my people, whenever you are in a stressful situation, just take a deep breath and just take 5-second pause.
Yes.
And see the magical impact.
Absolutely. I'm with you on that. It's a fantastic framework.
And we have all the solutions, right? But the moment we become aware of the thing, and we have the solution of all these things, right?
Awareness is the
key, right? So I always tell that ACE, awareness changes everything. Awareness mindset.
Yes.
So it's a beautiful thing, I think, right?
I'm with you on that. What you said is absolutely fine. Correct. Bringing that awareness.
Correct.
So that awareness at that point of time is an unconscious activity.
Correct.
That is where a lot of people are fail to understand. Are able to feel the awareness.
They know there has to be awareness, but at that point of time,
it's missing. That situation, it is missing.
Exactly.
It's exactly what we call it as a part of our dynamic leadership, and what we call it as your mental health. What we call it as your mind and muscle memory. So it has to have an on the spot,
right?
Looking at this entire thing. So when you look at this, a lot of mental health challenges people go through in today's world.
Right.
If you go and look at the statistics, mental health is the biggest challenge that India is going through. Not only India, across the world.
Across the world.
And there is no solution to it in a traditional way of what you're looking at it.
Yeah.
So God's grace and Guru's blessing, that what we have actually figured out is we are one of those pioneers in terms of the mental health.
Okay, wonderful.
When you're looking at it. When people come to us with a deep depression and a suicidal tendency, and they had a huge fight with the family and they do not know and looking at it, right? All those kind of mental health challenges, we are able to get this resolved. Very recently, we had one of our girl who had come to us. She wanted to get divorced.
Okay.
Right? And then when we understood that, all those reasons that she was quoting were silly reasons. So we understood this is what it is. And we are able to get this issue resolved in a couple of hours.
Amazing.
So she came to us that divorce is the solution. By the time that she went out, she said, if I have a divorce in my life, every problem in the life is going to start. That's the kind of a shift that we are able to bring in. And the family is very happy now.
Great.
Right? The wife is happy, husband is also happy, everything. So this mental health is a real big challenge, and understanding, creating that awareness at that point of moment. Like, for example, you are interacting with your boss.
Correct.
Your boss is scolding you. Like, if you start reacting to your boss, that's all. You lost your promotion.
Finish.
Yeah. Assume that you're doing a business deal and you're in front of the client. You know that you are not at the wrong side. He's wrong at it. But he's in the angry mode.
Correct.
If you go and tell that, hey, there's a problem from your side.
Yes.
Your deal is gone.
Finish. Absolutely.
Right? So it's about handling that situation dynamically, understanding, okay, he's not in a very good state of mind right now to speak. Let me hear what he's saying. Let me communicate the message that I want to communicate when he's in a mood of listening.
Absolutely.
Right? And then you communicate, this thing will happen immediately.
Amazing.
I'll quote one example. Like, I had worked with a lot of bosses. And many people quoted these bosses were very difficult to work.
Cruel bosses.
And then I'll tell you, none of the bosses I had any issue. All I had to do is, when they were going to be shouting at me, I just have to put a filter. What is that he's trying to tell me? Take out that anger out of the entire equation. And
Amazing. Very nice.
This is exactly he's telling. Okay, fine. This is what you want me to do it. I'll do it. Next time I'll go and it. This is what you have told me yesterday. I worked on it. Is it okay?
Correct.
And he would say, wow. While other people will go and complain that boss to the HR manager or to client, oh, difficult client to work with.
They're just seeing the behavior, but they are not seeing the intention behind the
Intention behind
behavior.
this.
So this kind of awareness, it comes with the practice, right? Just like
Absolutely.
building
Maturity.
six pack muscle, it requires building your mental muscles and mental capabilities, resilience, mental health, right? So it's been amazing interaction with you, Karthik, right?
Yeah.
It's मतलब पता ही नहीं चला, it's been more than 1 hour.
Yeah.
But it's really, I learn a lot of things, and you being amazing, आपने बहुत सिंप्लीफाई तरीके से कॉम्प्लेक्स चीज़ों को बताया. सो वंस अगेन थैंक यू सो वेरी मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग दिस अमेजिंग पॉडकास्ट. एंड
थैंक यू
आई होप जो भी हमारे ऑडियंस है उनको काफ़ी कुछ चीज़ें सीखने को मिली होंगी. द ओनली थिंग इज़ दैट डोंट ट्रीट दिस पॉडकास्ट जस्ट लाइक ए इन्फॉर्मेशन. आपको इस पॉडकास्ट में से जो भी फ्रेमवर्क, जो भी पॉइंट्स आपको बताए गए हैं, तुरंत उसे अपनी लाइफ में इम्प्लीमेंट करिए. बिकॉज इन्फॉर्मेशन विल नॉट क्रिएट द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन विल क्रिएट द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. सो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट, कमेंट्स में ज़रूर टाइप करें कि आपको इस पूरे पॉडकास्ट में से क्या पॉइंट्स, कौन से फ्रेमवर्क्स आपको पसंद आए. एंड जस्ट टाइप इन द कमेंट बॉक्स कि आपको किस टॉपिक पे, किस सब्जेक्ट पे आपको नॉलेज चाहिए या आप लर्न करना चाहते हैं. आई वुड बी मोर देन हैप्पी टू ब्रिंग सच एन अमेजिंग गेस्ट इन फ्यूचर, राइट? सो साइनिंग ऑफ. थैंक यू सो वेरी मच.